Today has been a crazy day to be a baseball fan, as the trade deadline is officially over. I'm recording this at 6:46, so all the trades should have been announced by now, and we can get to talking about them. What's going on, guys? It's the King of 161st Street, and I'm back with another video. 2 days in a row, this time a nighttime recording and nighttime upload. If you appreciate the grind, hit that like button, subscribe down below, because I usually post from Monday and Friday about Yankees baseball, but I'm here to talk about some trades. So if you're with me, let's do this. So the first trade we got to talk about that happened today, obviously, is the Juan Soto trade. Juan Soto is officially a member of the San Diego Padres. San Diego definitely swept this trade deadline. Yesterday trading for Josh Hader, today trading for Juan Soto. Absolutely crazy. They blew up their farm system, and yet people are still saying the Nationals got fleeced. This is the trade. The San Diego Padres get Juan Soto and Josh Bell in exchange for Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, CJ Abrams, James Wood, Harleen Susana, and Luke Voit. Now, the funniest part about this deadline was the fact that Eric Hosmer almost was the reason none of this happened. He had a no-trade clause, and he was in the original copy of the trade. They thought he would not, I don't know what the word is. They thought he wouldn't exercise that clause, yet he did. So he wasn't a part of the final draft, but it became kind of dicey because of Eric Hosmer, which to me was pretty funny. But what do I think about this deal? I believe that, look, this was an unprecedented type of situation. A 23-year-old, with 3 years left on his deal in terms of arbitration eligibility, and he declined a $440 million deal. It is absolutely unprecedented. This guy is also projected to be one of the top hitters in baseball for the next 15 years. So this was very unprecedented, and it was going to be interesting to see what this package would be. Now, is it what I thought? It is in the ballpark of what I thought would be his value. They basically tanked their farm system, because these are the numbers, okay? These are the numbers of what these guys are. Their number one prospect was in this, CJ Abrams. Their number 3 prospect, their number 4 prospect, their number 5 prospect, and their number 8 prospect. Now, if you're out here saying they should have gotten more major league talent, I think the only reason they had to put Hosmer in or a Voit is because of how much they were getting paid. It matched with the salaries that they were getting back, because Juan Soto is getting paid $25 million this year, I believe. So you needed to, and they also had Josh Bell in the deal. So they had to match salaries one way or another, and the only way was to get a veteran like Luke Voit. Some people were saying they should have gotten like Cronenworth or someone like that. It is very it is interesting to see people are still saying this was a fleece by the Padres, even though they had 5 of their top 10 and 4 of their top 5 prospects are gone. It's very, very interesting to see people say that this was a fleece. I do not think this was a fleece. Do I think that Soto could have been worth more? Maybe. Maybe you could have gotten a little bit more major league talent, but I believe that this was pretty fair. So let's talk about this from the San Diego point of view. As we saw yesterday, I don't think they're making it to win the division. So this trade is really to add depth to this team, to make sure they have a deep wild card run, and to make sure for the next 3 years that they are competing for this. They're competing for that division, because I don't think after the 3 years they're really going to be able to give up. They're going to give him the contract he feels he deserves. That's probably not going to happen. They have Machado locked up long term, Tatis locked up long term, and now to get Juan Soto, those 3 players are going to be worth over $1 billion. And luxury tax is a thing. It is, and every owner is afraid of it. Now, if this San Diego Padres owner is looking at this like, who cares about a luxury tax? I don't care. I will just go on about my way. I will pay for whoever I want, and I will pay whatever tax goes on top of it. Then this gets very interesting. But for now, it looks like it's a 3-year rental of a superstar. And it'll be interesting to see how this team performs, because this trade is the definition of we're throwing all the chips in. They now do not have a farm system to speak of. They don't have their number 1. They don't have their 3, 4, or 5 prospect, and they lost their number 8. Their top 10 got tanked. And then they also just traded for Hader, so that takes away a bunch of minor league depth. This is a very chips all in type of deal. I don't know. I don't know if they have the pitching, especially in the starting pitching category, to win it all. And unless they make moves in that category, it's going to be interesting to see how people look back on this trade. Because if the Padres do not win with this team, this is going to look bad, because the Padres will be bad for years after this. Again, you do not trade 4 of your 5 best prospects and recover the next year. Barring any trade, any like super trade to get prospects back, this is tanking their farm system for years to come. And it will be interesting to see how they perform with this roster. Because once these 3 years are up, that's when the clock is ticking. Because then you look back, did they win a World Series? My prediction is no. I don't think they have the pitching, and they don't have the money to go out and get elite pitching. So it will be interesting to see how we look back and see this trade in the next 5 years. Anyways, off of the Soto trade, let's talk about the Yankees, because that is my expertise. The Yankees traded for Harrison Bader in exchange for Jordan Montgomery. This has Yankee fandom in a frenzy. They looked at this and said, why are you doing that? Why are you trading starting pitching depth to get a position player when the goal of today was to get starting pitching depth? And I have a perfect explanation of why Cashman thought this was a great idea. And I think it's also a really good idea. I think it really comes down to they don't want Judge playing full-time center field. If Judge is in center field full-time, there's risk there of injury. And I know he was playing really well out there. Like I said before, he was competing for Gold Glove. But if you're the Yankees, you have to look out for your best interest. And your best interest is keeping him healthy so that his 60 home runs by the end of the season carries over into October. And right field is the place to do that. He doesn't have as much of a load and also has Harrison Bader there to go cover ground that he cannot make up. This to me seems like a protect Judge at all costs type of deal. Now, getting rid of Gumby does hurt a little bit. He was regressing, in my opinion. From last season, he looked like this year, especially from the beginning of the year, he has regressed since June, I believe. And that's just my opinion. It just seems like he just doesn't have the same stuff as he did prior to July. So it's been a steady downhill decline, and to get this type of value for a Jordan Montgomery is very good because Harrison Bader is probably the best defensive center fielder in baseball outside of Judge. Anyways, let's go to the third Yankee trade. This is the last one I'm going to cover. There was a lot of trades that happened, but I wanted to go over the main ones that matter to this channel. Juan Soto, big name, have to talk about it, but now we're just going to talk about the Yankee trades, and then we can have a conversation below about any other trade that you guys want to talk about. So, finally, the Yankees actually got rid of Joey Gallo. He is now officially a Los Angeles Dodger, and I am very surprised about the package they got back, being the number 15 prospect in the Dodger system. I was surprised we got that much value out of him. It is a very, very interesting thing because Gallo, let's be honest, since he came over to the Yankees, hasn't done anything. And I'm guessing the Dodgers are taking a flyer out on him, saying change of scenery is going to fix it. And for the Dodgers, I mean, look, it doesn't kill you because, again, he was only number 15 in the system. He didn't look, I think his ETA for the majors is around 2024. So, very interesting that they would give up, because I feel like they could have given up someone outside the top 20 and the Yankees would have accepted if you gave them cash considerations. That's just my opinion. I don't know for sure. I don't have sources out there that say that's actually legit. I just think looking at the landscape of the league, we could have gotten a lot less for Gallo. And for us to be able to get the number 15 prospect in the Dodger system, that to me is pretty impressive by Brian Cashman. So that is it. Maybe I will record again tomorrow for a part 2 talking about the rest of the league's trades. But if you enjoyed this, leave a like so that I know I should record a part 2 for tomorrow. Comment below. What did you think about the trades we talked about? Was the Soto trade a fleecing on the Nationals' part? Do you think the Nationals got fleeced? Let me know below. What do you think about the Yankees pickups and trades? Let me know below, and subscribe if you're new. Again, I don't know if we're going to hit 1,000 by the end of the season, but let's get as close as possible so that we can make a big push for next season. And I will see you guys next time. Peace.